There, can the person who's just joined us, I might mispronounce your name, and for that I'm sorry. Uh, Paul
Well,
B. Nikarmi.
that is correct. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Do you have any documents you're wanting to present in the hearing today?
No, I wanted to be here and just present a little bit of argument in terms of the what is stated as a constituted complaint to permanently revoke my
Yeah,
account.
that's fine. You'll get an opportunity to speak and say whatever you want
That's
to
good,
say.
but I don't have any papers to present for sure.
Okay, I just needed to check because there's a process you have to do for that. Thank you very much.
That's good.
Hey,
Okay,
hey,
thank you.
hey, Mr. Nakami. This
Yes,
is the
sir.
judge. This is Judge Garvey. I'll be the one that's going to be handling the hearing
Yes, sir.
today. And I gotta try and save you some time if you want. Do you have insurance now or not? Have you gotten it yet?
No, Your Honor. The idea is to explore, I'm a very small business entity and just started out this year. And I had been paying the insurance and then, I didn't really have any business. And turns out I discovered that it's just a seasonal business that I am equipped to handle, which is from the December to April. And I did my digging into learning what the voluntary revocation of authority means. And I also, read that it is actually appropriate and allowed for small operators who run a seasonal business. But in the letter stated to me from this PUC, it says that it is advised that this constitutes a complaint to permanently revoke.
Right,
It,
right.
that,
And I tell you here's what I'm going to tell you is going to happen. You're going to have 20 days after this hearing in order to get insurance. You can also probably suspend your permit if you're only working part of the time. And
that is
actually,
actually was my intent.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
had
okay. And if you got anything, Ms. Riley is joined us here, and she's the one that
Okay.
handles all that. And you can email her. She is a wonderfully, wonderful, nice person, and she will take care of that to suspend you. And
okay,
then, I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but I know that's one of the things you
correct.
can do. But you can email her and do that. I mean, you're happy to test. I have no problem with you testifying. If you want to tell me this on the record, there you can do that. But that's basically what's going to happen. So here's the key things to remember.
No,
Nothing's
certainly, Your Honor. I am
not,
willing to do that.
you don't have to. I'm saying you really don't have to. You're gonna have 20 days after this hearing today in order to get insurance together. If you don't do that, you can file to suspend your permit. And Ms. Riley, if you send her an email, if you have her email address, she can
I
help you on
do.
that. So
And
she
Thank
can help
you.
you in that.
actually, at the hearing today, I did write down your PUC permit number and everything. I will email you over that cancellation form if you'd like to get that done, and then we can go on and get your permit canceled today. And then when you're ready to come back, you just need to go online to do the application again. But you'll be able to keep the same PUC number and
Oh,
everything.
sounds good. Definitely,
Yeah.
Miss Wright. I had spoken to you previously, maybe
Mm-hmm.
when I first started this conversation through the email, and we
Yeah.
had spoken over the phone as well. And my I had explicitly stated in my interest in the temporary revocation, not
Mm-hmm.
the permanent. So when I read
Yes.
that line, the phrase on the letter is like, this is not allowing me to give me a chance to
Right.
establish
Yeah.
my base.
Right.
And that my advocacy today was going to be just simply that this is not fair on small enterprises who
Yeah.
are just learning their way around. So
Yeah.
for this opportunity, thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate
Yeah, no,
your
that's and that's
input.
that's that's before we go through the whole process and we go through your hearing and you testify and you tell me all these things. I have no problem hearing all that, but I realize you get a letter that says you're going to lose your permit and you get worried.
Correct. Correct.
And I just want before we get all formal and you get to see me wearing my robe and all that other stuff. I don't mind talking to you, and making just having you rest assured, and we can save you time and
No,
get you on your way. You got better things to do than hang around here for 45 minutes to tell me that when I can just tell you that right
absolutely.
away.
And that is a great reassurance because that was my concern that I am starting off as a small business. I should be, we should be allowed an opportunity.
Yeah.
There should be
Of course.
policies that allows us to operate seasonally or at least advisement on, hey, these are the steps that you can take in order to be able to operate in the ways. But that was a great threat on my end that came from the PUC saying this is, complaint to permanent revoke means that I will not able to, again, that's going to be a lot of bureaucracy for me to get back on the forum again.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Like I say, that's why I like to talk to people if they get it early and just
Thank you, Honor.
make them understand that and rest assured, we're not out to screw you, and we want to be your friends, and we want you to succeed as well. And I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste your time, and
No, I
we get
totally
everything going.
appreciate that, Your Honor.
And I tell you what I will do. I will ask Ms. Riley during the hearing about your case, and I will say something about that. It's part of one of the things I do if people show up beforehand. I'll make a mention within the record when we go on the hearing, and I will ask Ms. Riley if she will do that, or if we've talked about this, and make sure that that's all in there. Okay, sir?
Certainly, Judge. And then I would, is my understanding correct that I will be hanging around, or
You
I
don't
would
have
be
to.
continue this?
You don't have
I will
to.
continue this conversation with Miss Riley.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. Like I say, I don't want to discourage people and say, hey, you can't testify. You're welcome to testify if you want to. You're welcome to watch if you want to watch. You can just watch from your computer screen. You don't have to necessarily be in here.
Right.
But what I want to do is be able to talk to you kind of not judge to person who comes in there where I got to talk
Right.
formally, but informally where I can tell you what's going on. Rest
Yeah.
assured that you don't have to worry. Understand that that's a scary letter to get. I get that. And then I can tell you how wonderful Miss Riley is, because I just always like doing that. That's always my favorite thing to do.
No, absolutely. And I was kind of, getting ready for a very antagonistic conversation with the PUC because,
Right.
there are a lot of boundaries that you can't do anything about because
Right.
the law is a law and the policies are policies. But this is a great reassurance, and I can definitely continue this conversation with Miss Riley over the email. And once I receive the form, I can apply for the temporary suspension of the authority for sure, because permanent revocation was not my intent. I was originally applying for the temporary revocation only.
No problem. Okay. Thank you, sir. You have a good
Thank
day.
you, Judge.
Have a good rest of the week. And Miss Riley will take care of you. I promise.
Thank you,
I
Judge.
just sent that email over, so you should be getting it here shortly.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Miss Riley. Appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful time. Thank you.
You too.
Can the person who's just joined us with the name Scott, can you please unmute and tell me your first and last name and the company you're here on behalf of?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's Scott Beck with Bourbon Rides LLC.
Did you say Bourbon Rides?
Yeah, BURBAN.
Okay, I'm going to rename you just so we have your full name. Is it BECK is your last name?
Yeah, BECK.
And BURBAN, Bourbon Rides LLC?
Yeah, B is in like suburban, BURBAN.
Perfect. Do you have any documents you want to present today?
I do not.
Okay, you'll get an opportunity to say anything you want to say. I just needed to know if you had any documents.
Okay.
We've got a procedure for that. So thank you.
Hey, Mr. Beck, this is Judge
Not
Garvey. This is Judge Garvey, Mr. Beck.
Yeah.
Let me ask something real quickly. Hopefully I can save you some time. Have you gotten insurance yet or not?
So I do Uber Black part-time, and I use the same vehicle as a personal vehicle and for my Uber Black vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And my regular job, I work for the railroad. I'm actually out of town in Portland right now for like the next couple months, so that's why I dropped the insurance because I'm not using it.
Uh-huh.
So I have regular,
you don't, well,
insurance.
Well, hang on. So you don't have insurance for the business, is that correct?
Right. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not
Okay.
using it right now.
Okay. So here's the deal, and I just talked to someone earlier about this. What you can do, there's 20 days. So there's two paths you can take down here. It'll be 20 days at least until anything happens permanently to that permit that you have, or you can talk to Miss Riley and suspend your permit. And when you come back in town and you want to restart it, you can do that. And she's on here. So Ms. Riley, I'm gonna bug you again real quickly before we get started with this. So I see Mr. Beck and he's with Bourbon Rides, which by the way, Bourbon Rides, glad you spell it that way.
It's because I drive a Suburban, so that's why.
Much better than the O way. Okay. Well, you're out of town. You're in the beautiful city of Portland. And so you can stay around for the hearing. I don't want to tell you you can't. You're welcome to testify if you want to. But like I say, there's the two things that can happen. If you get insurance on there within 20 days, you're good to go. You're not going to lose your permit today. Or you can talk to Miss Riley and suspend it if you're going to not use it for a while. And then when you I just had talked to someone a minute ago who's kind of seasonal, and that's basically what they're going to do. And then when they want to restart, they can do that and you keep your permit. Okay. So Ms. Riley, can you email Mr. Beck with all that kind of information, and you promise you'll be nice to him?
I promise I will be nice to you, Mr. Beck. Yes, I will go on and email you over that form if you choose to voluntarily cancel your permit. You'll be able, when and if you want to start up again, you'll just go online to do the application again, and then have your insurance, file the insurance online, and you'll be able to keep the same PUC number.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Beck? Otherwise, like I said, you can take out of here. I won't keep you. Like I said, I like to talk to people beforehand because they get that scary letter. They get that scary letter, and they want to make sure that they're okay. But and I can have you.
I'm not using anything illegal right now. I'm just out of town, so
that's fine. That's fine. But I don't want to waste your time and have you have to hang around to have me tell you the same thing. And I can also talk to you much easier this way before we go on the record with stuff. So
all right, yeah, I'll just expect that email then.
Okay,
I'll look at that email.
Sounds good, Mr. Beck. You have a good week.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Okay,
bye.
Bye. All right. Ooh, hello.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Now we're at noon, so I'm starting my hearing. So
okay.
All right. All right. Huh? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Harriet, am I loud enough?
I said you can tell by my dogs I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So are you ready, Harriet? Or you got to get your dogs to be ready? What'd you say?
They'll stop in a second.
Okay. All right.
I have a friend listening, so that's why that's why you can watch me.
Okay, I'm going to start, Harriet, okay? We will go on the record with proceeding 24C-0381-INS. I'm Administrative Law Judge Robert Darby. Today is September 25th, 2024. And this proceeding is the bi-weekly commission show cause insurance hearing. And if I could start with appearances.
Yes, hello, Your Honor. Justin Larson with the Department of Law, representing PUC staff, and with me is staff witness Marquita Riley.
Good afternoon, Mr. Larry. I guess we're in the afternoon. It's noon. Good to see you again. Why don't you call your first witness, sir?
Yes, PUC staff calls Marquita Riley.
Ms. Riley, do me a favor. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Riley, can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Marquita Riley, MARQUITA RILEY.
Who is your current employer?
The Public Utilities Commission.
And what's your job title with the PUC?
I'm the program assistant for the transportation unit.
And can you describe your role in this proceeding today?
Yes, I review the commission records and coordinate with staff for these proceedings against motor carriers that do not have current effective levels of financial responsibility on file with the commission.
Thank you. And turning to the financial responsibility requirement, do the statutes and commission rules require motor carriers to file evidence of financial responsibility with the commission?
Yeah.
And can you tell us which statutes or rules require this?
Per Rule 600A requires that motor carriers maintain and file financial responsibility with the commission.
And what precisely needs to be provided to the commission to show financial responsibility?
Per Rule 600A, motor carriers must electronically file certain forms. An example would be Form E as evidence of financial responsibility.
And how long does this evidence of financial responsibility remain in effect?
Per Rule 6008 requires that each insurance company give the commission a 30-day advance written notice when insurance is not being renewed or if it's being canceled.
What's the next step when the PUC receives a notification of cancellation or non-renewal?
We then use the commission's OpRights database to compile a list of motor carriers that we receive cancellation of insurance.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Can we please bring up what's been pre-marked as Exhibit 1 in staff's box? Thank you. And before we start talking about this, were the exhibits for today's hearing provided to all the respondents, Ms. Riley?
Yes, they were.
Okay, and so looking at this exhibit, Exhibit 1, can you describe what this document is?
This is the initial hearing cycle listing that contains the names of the respondents that the commission received notice that their financial responsibility was going to expire.
Who prepared the list?
Commission staff,
How was it prepared?
we use the commission's OpRights database to compile the list.
When did staff prepare the list?
On September 9th, 2024.
Can you describe where the date appears on the exhibit on the screen there?
Yes, it's on the bottom right corner.
Does the commission create a hearing cycle listing like the one we're looking at here as part of its regular course of business activities?
Yeah.
Is it the practice of the commission to maintain documents like Exhibit 1 as part of its business record in the regular course of business?
Yeah.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Exhibit 1.
Exhibit 1 shall be admitted.
Now, Ms. Riley, based on the list that we see up here, what action did the commission take?
The commission then sent the letter to each respondent.
All right, so can we please pull up Exhibit number 2 in staff's box? Thank you. So, Ms. Riley, can you describe these documents?
Yes, these are copies of the letters sent to each respondent on today's updated list.
What does the information in the letters tell the respondents?
The letter explains that all operations under its authority may be suspended as of the date the insurance expires unless proof of proper insurance is submitted to the commission. The letter also provides notice of today's hearing and advises each respondent that if proper evidence of financial responsibility is not submitted to the commission, then its authority may be permanently revoked.
When did the commission send these letters out?
The letters were mailed out on September 9th, 2024.
Is it the commission's practice to create letters like these in the regular course of its business?
Yes.
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain letters like Exhibit 2 as part of its regular course of, as part of its records in the regular course of business?
Yeah.
Staff moves admission of Exhibit 2, Your Honor.
Exhibit 2 shall be admitted.
Okay, and we can go ahead and take that down. Ms. Riley, does the commission require motor carriers to establish and maintain a designated agent?
Yes. Per Rule 6006 requires that each motor carrier establish and maintain a designated agent.
Were these notice letters that we just talked about in Exhibit 2 sent to the addresses of the designated agents on file with the commission?
Yes.
How did the commission serve these letters?
The letters were sent out through first-class postal mail.
Okay, now can we please bring up Exhibit number 3 from staff's box? Can you describe this document, Ms. Riley?
Yes, this is the attachments with each notice letter in Exhibit 2. The attachment contains information on today's electronic hearing and instructions on how to participate in today's video conference hearing.
When was this attachment sent to the respondents?
On September 9th, 2024.
Is it the commission's standard practice to include this attachment with the notification letters to the respondents when it holds an electronic hearing like the one today?
Yes,
Did the commission create this attachment in the regular course of its business activities?
yes,
Is it the commission's practice to maintain attachments like Exhibit 3 in the regular course of its business activities?
yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Exhibit number 3.
Exhibit 3 shall be admitted.
Thank you. Now, can we please bring up what's been previously marked as Exhibit 4 in staff's box? Can you describe this document, Ms. Riley?
Yes, this is the certificate of service for the notice letters and attachments sent to the respondents.
Did the commission create this certificate in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes,
Is it the commission's practice to maintain certificates like this in the regular course of business?
yes,
Your Honor, staff moves admission of Exhibit 4.
Exhibit 4 shall be admitted.
Now, Ms. Riley, looking at the language of this certificate, it states, quote, whose name and address appear below. And below that it states, quote, see hearing cycle listing, end quote. Are these statements referring to the original hearing cycle listing that we looked at in Exhibit 1?
yes.
And if we could please return back to bring up hearing Exhibit number 2 that we previously admitted. So looking at this exhibit, the notice letter, it informs the respondents about what happens if they can provide evidence of insurance or surety coverage before the hearing. If the commission receives evidence of insurance or surety coverage, what happens?
Then we will not proceed against that carrier and dismiss them from the hearing cycle listing.
And did staff create an updated hearing cycle listing for today's hearing?
Yes,
Can we please bring up what's been previously marked as Exhibit 5 from staff's box? Can you please describe this document, Ms. Riley?
yes, this is the updated hearing cycle listing for today's date. It contains the names of the respondents that the commission still have not received current effective levels of financial responsibility with the commission.
Did staff create this list in the same way as you described for hearing Exhibit number 1?
Yes,
And who created this document?
commission staff did
When was it created?
on September 23rd, 2024.
Did the commission create this updated hearing cycle listing in the regular course of its business?
Yes,
Is it the commission's practice to maintain this updated hearing cycle listing as part of its records in the regular course of business?
yes,
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Exhibit 5.
Exhibit 5 shall be admitted.
Now, Ms. Riley, did staff send a letter to all motor carriers listed in hearing Exhibit number 5?
yes,
Did the addresses listed in hearing Exhibit 5 match the carrier's addresses in the hearing Exhibit number 2 that we looked at earlier?
yes.
When is the last time you checked to see if there was any change in the status of the carriers in Exhibit number 5?
This morning, September 25th, 2024.
Are you aware of any pending applications, either for suspension, cancellation, or abandonment affecting any common or contract carriers listed in Exhibit number 5?
No, we don't have any pending applications for this proceeding.
Does staff recommend dismissing any carriers listed in hearing Exhibit number 5?
Yes, I do have two. Flying J Towing LLC, PUC number T-05249. They submitted a permit cancellation form. And then we also have Lone Star Towing LLC, doing business as Boulder Valley Towing and or Lone Star Towing. We also received a permit cancellation form from them as well.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. And are you aware of any letters returned to the commission?
Yes, we do have two for this one also. Move Relocation LLC, that was remailed out to another address on file with the commission. And then Prime Luxury Car Service LLC, there was no other address on file for them.
And for these respondents, did you verify the addresses match, the address matches the system, what the address you have in the system?
Yes.
And you might have already said this, but just to be clear, did you attempt to notice the carrier in any other manner?
For Move Relocation LLC, we did. For the Prime Luxury Car Service LLC, there was no other address on file for them.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Riley. And we can take this exhibit down. In conclusion, when does the decision made after this hearing become a final commission decision?
The recommended decision will become a final commission order decision 20 days after the administrative law judge issues the recommended decision if no exceptions are filed.
What happens if a carrier provides proper proof of insurance before the decision becomes a final order?
Then the recommended decision will not be enforced against that respondent.
And what can you summarize what staff's overall recommendation is for today?
The staff recommends that the permit or certificate numbers listed on here in Exhibit 5 be revoked for lack of financial responsibility as required by law, except for Flying J Towing LLC and Boulder Valley Towing and/or Lone Star Towing.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. No further questions, and the and staff rests, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Hey, Ms. Riley, my first order of business is we talked to two people before the hearing today. And you promised me and you promised them you're going to email them. You're going to do that, right?
It's already done.
All right. Thank you very much. And then my other question, actually I have a question today. Lone Star Towing, there are two cases for Lone Star Towing. One just listed as workers' compensation. So both of these cases are being dismissed against Lone Star Towing. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so it's Lone Star Towing and Flying J are the ones that are being dismissed, correct?
Yes.
And our other two folks at Bourbon Rides and
Longmont
Rides, if they get that in, if they get their paperwork in, then they will not lose their permit if they get it before the 20 days. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you as always, Ms. Riley. Mr. Larson, anything further?
No, Your Honor, staff rests.
All right. Okay. That being the case, then, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Riley. Thank you, Mr. Larson.
Thank you.
And we shall be in adjournment. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. You know what? Hey, Ms. Riley, you ever watch? Good. You ever watch the old Batman show?
No.
With Adam West? Mr. Larson, you ever watch the old Batman show with Adam West?
I've seen a long time ago, yes, but it's been a minute.
Okay, you know when they ever showed the villains, if they showed the Joker or Penguin or something like that, they always showed them crooked because they were crooked. They were the bad guys. So and I'm looking on the screen up here, and so I think I'm the bad guy. I'm crooked.
You're the villain.
That's it. That's what I think. So I'm not the villain. I promise. Okay. All right. Guys, have a great week. We'll see you later. Huh? No, I know the cat. I know it is. I was trying to fix it because I was trying to fix it before, and when I did, I looked on the screen. I'm like, damn, I'm a Batman villain.
That's funny.
Poor Batman. Do they really do that?
Yeah, they did that. If you watch the old Batman show, whenever you'd see the Joker or the Penguin, it was always on a slant because they were crooked.
I never noticed that. I feel dumb.